Hi everyone, it's me, Rubidiculous. Welcome to the Rubidiculous Show. I am doing a special episode in light of the tragic events of the last couple of months. In the last 2 days, I've watched two people bleed out of their necks on camera, and I think it deserves an episode. So bear with me.
She's ridiculous. She's ridiculous. She's ridiculous. Please welcome the mouth of the South, Rubidiculous.
Hello, everyone. Again, here's the thing. I've been a little distraught. With the events going on, and mostly from people that I looked up to in the drag community, my trans friends, my black friends. I'm watching everyone call for murder, celebrate it, and debate and show memes, and nobody's having actual dialogue. And what Charlie Kirk stood for was going to a college campus, trying to change the tilt of this one-sided, what's hate speech, what's this, what's that. A healthy democracy relies on two healthy parties willing to debate. So the fact that the man was murdered in front of his family and hundreds of people and on TV all over the world worries me about what's to come. These are watershed moments. And when I say that, we are all on board with, after MLK's assassination, it ushered in actual change for the civil rights movement. But I want you to hear this objectively, because I'm not comparing Charlie Kirk to MLK. What I am comparing are their murders and the trajectory of culture and everything that followed after them. So when you see Charlie Kirk being murdered and everyone's celebrating it, remember when RFK, JFK, MLK particularly, because he was a great orator, it changed the trajectory of the civil rights movement. And if you thought there was a big conservative movement in this country, given our administration and the positions we are taking, you were about to see the trajectory change drastically in the direction that the people that support the shooting are not going to like. So I always remain objective. I consider myself an objective person. I also have studied democracies for thousands of years. This is a bad sign for what's to come. And so I think that's the part I want everyone to truly remember, is that we are heading into a time where speech is scary. You can be shot for having an opinion, and that can go both ways now. I worry about doing drag in public in Texas. I worry about anybody and everybody. We've got people on the left making lists. Now we have people on the right making lists of people that cheered the murder. We are delving into a deeper, more terrifying part of mob mentality. We aren't an ochlocracy yet, but we're headed there. And so my point to everyone, I'd like to keep reiterating, is that we really have to talk to each other civilly. We can't call everything hate speech. You also have to be able to take your ideology and debate it and put it through rigorous debate to fight hate speech. Hate speech requires more speech, not less speech, not bullets. So I definitely have had to unfriend some people against my principles of engagement, because these are people I've witnessed over 25 to almost 30 years, and I consider them my very dear friends. But if you are celebrating the murder of your opponent, you are the fascist. There are fascist things happening in this country, and we're all alarmed. But shooting down an opponent is the most fascist. And the response that's coming from it, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. We are living in a world that is going to resemble the Middle East. We are very tribal, and we will kill our own if they don't meet the purity test that we put up. So I think more Democrats, more on the left, need to sit down with people on the right. I think we need to find common ground, because violence is not the answer. So I'm open to debate. I've been known to block people because if I feel you are operating on an elementary level, I don't have much to say. You really need to come prepared. I've done a lot of research. I study facts. I don't study ideology. I look at history as a map for our future. And I think most of you need to do that as well. I think you need to start learning history, because all I see is justification of murder. Now, everyone's going to say, well, did you talk about the representative that was shot? I did, but the media didn't talk about it. The left didn't talk about it. And then the left's blaming the right on being silent about it. You had a sitting elected official murdered with her husband in their home, and the left didn't make a big deal about it. She also wasn't shot on live camera for all of us to see and in front of her family. I mean, her family was murdered, but my point of this is that you really have to take the time and look back at Greece, look back at Rome, look back at Egypt. Look at what these civilizations fell from: internal strife, inflation, vigilante justice, the loss of beliefs in our institutions. Both sides are doing that through corruption, through disbelief. We don't believe them anymore. So where are we on the map? We're close to the end. Civility has unraveled, and this is a watershed moment. So hug your families, hug your friends, but watch out. They may rat you out. So I ask everyone that claims love is the answer, love thy enemy. Love your enemy. Love them enough to sit down and talk to them. Call your family that you doxed or excommunicated. You really need to focus on what you can do to improve the outcomes of our country, of our communities. The world has pushed back on trans ideology. Its gender ideology is a religion now. It is being treated as such. That's no different than fascism. It's no different than the religious movements. You claim the religious right. Well, they feel emboldened and right in their decisions. The left feel emboldened and correct in their assessments or decisions. So think a little bit about your enemy. They view those topics with as much vitriol as you view their talking points, which means more speech needs to happen. We live in silos, and the only thing that bridges the silos is going to be more speech. So I wanted to hop on here and give you a quick 10 minutes of my thoughts. You can agree or you can disagree. I welcome discourse. Leave some comments. Let's talk about it.